Hey YouTube, how's everybody doing? Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the farm vlog. Welcome to the live feed today. Wow, I've already got a $10 super chat in there. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Well, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time. I don't want to waste a whole lot of people's time. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this. I recognized a problem. The problem is that a whole lot of people don't know how to go about buying property. They don't know exactly what to do. They don't know the steps. They don't know where to start. So, on today's live feed, I want to talk a little bit about that. So, my Red Beaver, if you guys watch the channel, Red Beaver keeps texting me. So what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about buying land and about the process and try to unravel some of the mystery for you. This is a live feed, so it's going to be moderately interactive for those of you who are joining us after we've done this video. So if you see me talking to people, this is a live feed, a live stream, so it's going to be somewhat interactive. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about buying land, buying raw land, and the different options. And I've got a board up here because I'm not smart enough to remember all this stuff. So I've got a little whiteboard over here to remind me of the things I want to talk to you a little bit about. So the first piece of advice I have for you, if you're thinking about buying land, is to be ready. Start saving your money. Start planning ahead, okay? Make sure you've got a decent savings account, and you can buy land with no money down in certain circumstances with owner financing and different creative financing. But start saving, start planning for this. Um, Make sure that you're not out there trying to buy land and you don't have a job that can support it. You don't have a job that you can make those payments, because let me tell you, buying the land is just a tiny, tiny portion of what it takes to maintain and grow a piece of property here. Well, let's get you down a little bit. There we go. So the next thing I need to tell you, you need to be financially ready. You need to be on board. If it's you and your spouse and your children, if they're older children or younger children, you guys all need to be on board, and you need to establish a plan that's moderately flexible. Meaning, you're out and you're looking for 10 acres. Well, be flexible with that 10 acres. You'll take 8 acres. You'll take 25 acres. When we set out to buy our farm, we were looking for a 20-acre place. 20 acres is plenty. It is plenty. Let me tell you, we started out looking for 20. We ended up with 60, and the rest goes on. We bought 90 more. We bought 40 more. So we're at about 190 to 200 acres. That is it's absolutely overwhelming and absolutely expensive. It is a wallet sucking beast, I will tell you right now. So think about that. You don't need that much land if you want a homestead. You don't need that much land if you want privacy. And I think a lot of the goals of buying land are to try and live off the land a little bit, to try and do some hunting, to try and have some privacy. So you need to know, with those goals established, what your idea with land is. So if your idea is to buy a piece of land and put a double wide mobile home on it and grow a beautiful garden and have some pigs and cows and chickens, then look for that size piece of land. But I'm telling you, start small. It is absolutely overwhelming to have a piece of property this size. We moved from the city. I grew up in the country, but I bought a house in town, and well, mostly bought a house in town because there were no single girls. So that's where I met Mrs. Stoney Ridge, is in the city. So we moved off of a third of an acre to 60 acres, and it was absolutely overwhelming to move to 60 acres. And then we bought more and more and more. So what I'm telling you is, start small. It's okay. You can live off of a smaller piece of land. Now, we're not talking about what to look for on your land. We're talking about the steps to take, and might give you a little piece of advice on what to look for on your land and some of the mistakes that I've made. But there are a few things you need to know. So The next thing I want to talk about is being patient. Please just be patient. Don't get in a rush. We've got to have a farm. We've got to have land. We've got to have it now. You're a 20-year-old guy that graduated high school that's working in a machine shop, and he's got to have 50 acres so he can start his homestead and start his farm. You don't need 50 acres, dude. You don't need to bury yourself. It will cause undue stress on your life and undue stress on your marriage and undue stress on your wallet. I will tell you right now, it is very stressful, especially if you're the kind of person that wants to manage things and wants things to get prettier as time goes on. You're going to have to spend lots of time, lots of money, lots of work, and lots of sleepless nights. So take your time. It may take you 5 years to find the perfect piece of property. Go look at 20 to 50 different properties. Look in the newspaper, look in the Thrifty Nickel, look online, look at all sorts of places before you decide where you want to go. We went out and we looked at probably 15 pieces of property, and we almost settled on a piece of property that was about 40 acres, and it was about 55 minutes away from my family, which is not the goal. The goal to live in the country is to have a family and be close to the family. So think about it. Think about what your goals are, okay? Think about what your goals are. Um, don't settle. Don't settle for a piece of property that you have second thoughts about. Don't settle for that piece of property, but also be able to accept the dream. Look at a piece of property not for what it is, but for what it can be and what you can make out of it. Um, all this entire conversation stemmed from us selling a piece of property to my sister. So super duper awesome. My sister, hopefully, this will all work out and she'll be having a piece of land right across from our pond. Her kids will be able to fish in the pond. It'll be just wonderful. So I'm not sure if they'll move there. I'm not quite sure of all the details, but when she told me, where do I start? I thought to myself, folks need to know where to start. So that's why we're having this conversation. Get out and do your research. Look at the Thrifty Nickel. Look in the newspaper. Get creative. Go to the banks and talk to them if they have foreclosures. Go to your local farm credit office and ask them if they have any foreclosures that might be suitable for you. It's easy to find that stuff. Look for auctions. Look for different options for yourself. You don't have to specifically go to the bank to get money to buy land. It is difficult to go to the bank and buy land. Say you're buying 20 acres. Say your 20 acres is costing you $3,000 an acre. You're going to have to come up with 20% down to buy that land. Then you're going to have to pay a higher interest rate. You're going to have to pay an interest rate about 2 to 3 points above what a standard home interest rate is. So I just want to be clear about this. You've got to set your goals and you've got to really think about these things. So some websites that you can watch for land, and this is what we watched, was realtor.com, Zillow, LandWatch, Land and Farm, and be patient. Go to a little town that you like and talk to people and ask if they know. Froze up. We've got some country internet out here. So anyhow, go to a local restaurant, go to a local mom and pop shop, go to a local place and ask around. If you found a place that you think you'd like to live, go to that place. Go to a restaurant and stop at a table full of elderly gentlemen and say, hey, y'all from around here? You know anybody selling any land? And I guarantee you they'll know somebody selling some land. So think about that. Think of word of mouth. Get creative, okay? You have to be creative. Fourth piece of advice, save your money. You're going to need it. If you're buying a 20-acre piece of property for, let's say you're buying it for $50,000, a 20-acre piece of property, you're going to have to buy a tractor. You're going to have to buy implements. You're going to have to buy gravel to build a road. If you're going to build a house there, you're going to have to put a septic system in. You're going to have to build your home. You're going to have to think about all these expenses. So you need to get creative with financing, and you need to save your money. It is expensive to own a piece of property. That's it. The saying, it costs money to buy land, is very true. Now, some places that you might search to get a loan. So I'm a veteran of the Air Force, and I thought I could just get a VA loan and buy land. So when we went to look for land, I thought I could get a VA loan. I went to the bank, I went to the credit union. No, we don't loan for land. No, we don't loan for land. No, we don't loan. No, 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 no. Even for a veteran, no. Government programs for veterans to buy land? Yeah. If you want to spend 5 years trying to sign up for some kind of program, it's nearly impossible to sort your way through the paperwork. So there are government loans out there through the Department of Agriculture for buying land, but the best luck I had was going through Farm Credit, and Farm Credit did a great job for us. Carolina Farm Credit here in North Carolina, very very good job for us. Go to family if you have this dream, and say your credit's not very good. Go to family. Talk to the person that's selling the land and see if they'll own or finance it for you. Sometimes you're just going to have to get creative with your financing and with your finances in order to buy land. Don't get in a hurry, and don't get in over your head. Do your research, negotiate, and you can also negotiate your interest rate with Farm Credit. If you've got some good credit, you can negotiate that interest rate down. So these are a few things that I've learned along the way that I think are valuable lessons for purchasing land. The first piece of land we purchased was 60 acres. The next piece was 90 acres, and the next piece was 40 acres. First piece, we had to put 20% down. The next piece, we used the equity from this piece for our down payment for this piece. Then the next piece we bought, we ended up not having to put any money down. And right here, we only had to put money down on the first 60 acres, and we started making heavy payments, and we used our equity. Thank you, Flick Family Farm, for the super chat. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. So, anyway, that's it. If you guys are here and you're watching this video after the fact, and you're here to learn some good ideas about how to buy land and the approach to take, those are a few pieces of advice that I can give you. I realize that people don't know that. People don't know exactly what to do, and I think it's a very good thing to share with folks. So now we're going to open it up for a little bit of discussion. If you have land, tell me, if you bought land, where did you get it financed? If you have a farm, where'd you get it financed? If you didn't inherit a family farm, or you don't live on the family farm, what did you do? Did you save your money? Did you buy it in cash? Did you do owner finance? So I imagine a lot of you folks probably are going through the same thing that my sister's going through. Who did you get your land financed with? It's election day, by the way. Hopefully everybody got out there and voted. I hope so. North Country Off Grid, Chad's in here, Chad and Shelby. We're trying to get Chad to come out to the farm from North Country Off Grid. If you guys haven't checked those guys out, check them out. It's good stuff. You guys voted today? You left the compound to go vote? All right. Woods Family Homestead said you paid cash. Farm was bought in 1801. 5-bedroom house on 11 acres. So it's different when you're buying land with a house on it, depending on how many acres. Farm Credit says Delta 4. Farm Credit is a very good outfit. I'm very happy with Farm Credit. The way Farm Credit works is that you're kind of a member, like a credit union, and you get paid dividends. In other words, you get money back from your investment. So you get money back from your interest rate. So you might pay 5.5% interest from Farm Credit, but at the end of the year, you might get $1,400 dividend back. So it subsequently lowers your interest rate. Sold your house, got a hefty down payment. David C., have I started working on the Jeep? Nobody, but I did order the brushes for the starter. We're going to get in the garage and get on that thing soon. A lot of stuff going on right now. Bought 15 acres on the courthouse steps. Honest opinion, I like that. Honest opinion, you've been leaving some good comments here lately. Deed book 1. So, if any of you guys have land, that's what I'm asking. If you have any land, how'd you buy it? What did you do? North Country Off Grid. Chad and Shelby, how'd you guys buy your land? Tell me real quick. Bought land with FSA office. Well, that's good. It worked for somebody. Owner finance. All right, good deal. So you guys know about that. Sell everything and pay cash. So Michael Kronwald, a lot of people don't have anything to sell for cash. A lot of people are buried up. I mean, before I got married, before I made the decision to start saving my money and making good decisions, I was buried up in debt. I owed for my car, I owed for my credit card, I owed for my house, I owed the insurance company, I owed the power company, I owed everybody. Eventually all that stuff starts piling up on you and you just never get anywhere. So guys, I thought I'd do a quick live feed tonight, talk to you a little bit about what is going on the farm, and give you a little bit of advice if you're thinking about buying your own homestead, if you're thinking about getting started and you're stuck and you don't know what to do really. So it takes a lot of money. Plan ahead. Start small. Remember, you gotta buy tractors. You gotta buy fuel. You gotta buy gravel. You gotta have a bulldozer come in and clean it up if you need that. So there's a lot of money involved and a lot of expense involved in buying a piece of land above and beyond buying the land and paying the taxes. So it's good stuff. How can I get out of a landlocked property? Well, sell it. Oh man. Guys, thanks a whole lot for coming tonight. I just wanted to have a quick chat with you. I appreciate you. Be sure you pound that like button. We've got 250 people in here. Those like pounds really help a whole lot. Helps YouTube recognize that you like it and you're here for a reason. We'll be talking to you soon. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on with chainsaws and this company right here, Log Ox. We're going to be working with Log Ox. I've got a really cool timberjack system that makes things a whole lot easier for cutting up wood and hauling wood and stacking wood and stuff like that. So lots of fun stuff going on here on the farm. So we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care, guys.